Yo, what is the upskis, everybody? Welcome back to another episode of the GXGamerCast. We're on episode 148 of my little gaming show where once a week I just have to talk about video games, whether they're new video games that I'm playing today, old video games that I grew up with, or maybe some video game conferences. It doesn't matter. Video games. And today, I'll be taking a trifecta look at the latest video game showcases. We got one from PlayStation, we got one from Xbox, and we got one from the Summer Game Fest. So I'm going to go through, not every single game, because that's ridiculous, but I'll go through the ones that caught my attention, caught the attention of everyone else, I guess. But yeah, we'll be diving into the three showcases that went down. We'll discuss what was announced and showcased and all that stuff. But before we get into that, let us discuss what I've been up to over the last week or so. As I always encourage you, the viewer, the listener, let me know what y'all have been up to lately. Did you get a Switch 2? I literally just got back from Best Buy and I was staring at a Switch 2 Mario Kart World bundle, and I almost pulled the trigger, but I said, why? I don't need this now. And what I was really happy was, I was just so happy that I was able to see one in the wild already. Like, that really encourages me that I'm planning on getting one around fall. I'm hoping my mother-in-law works at Walmart. They give them a 20% off discount around that time. So I'm hoping I can snag that 20% discount on my Switch 2. That'd be sick. There'd be some more games available for me by then. But yeah, right now, I was like, if I bought it today, all I have is Mario Kart World. I'm not really like jonesing for a Mario Kart right now. I just recently got, finished off Mario Kart 8, so I'm pretty good. I was actually proud of myself not pulling that trigger. Only one person that I know of got a Switch 2, and so far, kind of seemingly with everybody, they haven't had enough playtime yet, obviously. But so far, so good with people in their Switch 2, from what I can hear. But let me know, did you get a Switch 2? Are you loving it? You hating it? You want to return it? You want to give me one? All good. But yeah, I was looking at them today, and I'm just happy that I see them there on the shelves. That's good. Nothing like it was with PS5. I could never find one. It took me two and a half years to finally find one and get one. So looks like I won't have that problem with Switch 2. But for me right now, I'm in no rush. I just don't need it right now. I'm good right now. So let's talk about what else I have been doing. Well, my wife and I finished Survivor 48, already crushed it. It's already done, and boom, that just it goes by so fast, man. And now we gotta wait forever for the next season. Oh man, I wish there was more Survivor, but Survivor 48, really good season. A little less cutthroat than normal. This one definitely had a little bit of a air of the old style Survivor, where loyalty and trust and your little whatever group you can make did really well in just. There's a lot of honesty. There was some really good people. I was very happy with the final three. I liked all three people, so I was like, it's a win-win for me. Like, I like all three of these finalists. The winner ended up being maybe not the one of the three I would have chosen, but it is what it is. They're all really good people, played good games. Very excited for Survivor 50. We're still another Survivor away. We got to do 49, but 50 is like kind of the fan voting one. I didn't take part in any of that, but the fans get to choose like how that Survivor is going to be played out, which sounds cool. So I'm excited for Survivor 50, but 48, another really good season of Survivor, 7.5 done. And what else have I been up to? Been crushing Dark Side of Comedy. I am addicted. I love me some Dark Side content, and yeah, Dark Side of Comedy. The scary thing is, I relate scarily heavily to a lot of these comedians. I didn't have the cleanest upbringing. I was kind of in a broken home. I don't really want to go down into details into that right now, but every time I hear these guys' stories, I'm like, yo, same. Like, I think I should have been a comedian, man. Like, from the sounds of it, I might have it, but I'm absolutely too terrified to go and try that out. And I don't have an act. So, but all I have is a lot of tragic and sad stories that I turn into funny stuff. That's how trauma works. But anyway, Dark Side of Comedy, phenomenal. Loving the stories, loving the, I didn't know any. I watched the episode on Freddie Prinze. I'm like, who's Freddie Prinze? All I know is Freddie Prinze Jr., who's a writer for WWE, or was. And I didn't know a fucking thing about Freddie Prinze. He was one of the first well-known Latino comedians, and he ended up killing himself when he was only 22 years old, man. And he had the world by the balls. That's just the pressure that that Hollywood brings to people. And even when you have it all in the eyes of everybody else, you don't know what's going on into the eyes of the beholder. You know what I'm saying? So a lot of very tragic, sad stories. I will admit, I might have to take a little break from it because it is kind of bringing me down. I'm not going to lie. These stories are they just hit too close to home for me, honestly, but it is awesome. Crushed season 1 already into season 2. And yeah, season 1, great stuff. 8 out of 10. Season 2, probably going to be more great stuff. So far, loving it. So if you haven't checked out the Dark Side stuff, there's Dark Side of Comedy, Dark Side of the Ring, Dark Side of the Cage, Dark Side of 90s. I haven't gotten into that one yet, but I probably will because I just can't get enough of it. All right. Let's talk video games. Okay. All right, so now that I'm done with Death Stranding, I needed a palate cleanser, and I chose Monster Train 2. What a game. What a game. I'm addicted. Absolutely addicted. This is a card, deck building, roguelite, and holy shit, I think it's the best one on the market, y'all. Aside from Balatro, I think this one's... So... My closest comparison would be Slay the Spire. I much prefer this game over Slay the Spire. No disrespect to Slay the Spire. Awesome game. This is more, I'm having a better time with this. I can't put this game down. I had like a 4.5 hour session last night, and I'm like, I can't stop. I can't stop playing. It's so much fun. It's exactly what it is. It's a deck building roguelite, and it is awesome. You got like 5 different types of decks you can build, and then you put like a kind of a sidekick person on there as well, and you're just going through defending your train. You got 3 levels to defend, and it is just another run. The runs are a little bit lengthy. Like I'm winning my runs now. Like it's a roguelike, so you're losing a lot, but it's a lot of fun. And then I finally beat the final level, and now I've had a 4-win streak, and I just lost. But a full run, say that you win and you go through the whole entire thing, probably about an hour 15 minutes, so a lot longer than you would like for a roguelite run, but it's very, very fun, and I'm very much so enjoying it. I don't think it's going to get an episode or anything. I don't think these kind of games do well, because you got to do a lot of explaining, and explaining how a card game works generally doesn't work out very well. It makes it sound 20 times more complicated than it is. All I'll say is I got into this game and I was playing and I understood everything about this game within 5 minutes. It's very easy to pick up and play. At least for me it was. I've played a handful of these card games before, but holy jumping, this one is one of the best ones on the market. So much fun. Got it recommended to me by the guy that plays the deck build. He's like my deck building roguelike guy at work, and he was like, this is it, homie. I'm like, I will download it and I will play it as soon as I'm done Death Stranding, and that's what I've done. No idea how many hours I've already put into it. I would probably like over 15 or something like that, maybe more, but it is pretty much taken me over this whole entire week. I haven't had the most gaming time this week, but when I have it, it's going to Monster Train 2, and I have put a little time aside to continue playing Final Fantasy VIII. I still plan on doing a video on it, an episode on it at some point here. I'm definitely going to have like a refresher on the story and everything, because it's taking me so much longer to beat this game than I thought. I'm very close to the end. I'm in the 3rd disc, and we're ramping up to the final situation. So yeah, I got like maybe 3, 4, 5 more hours left or something like that. Can't be much more to go. Yeah, I don't want to talk too much about it because I want to save it for the episode, but I'm still playing through it, and it's taken me longer than pretty much any other Final Fantasy that I've played in recent memory, so yeah, it might be a bad thing, might be a good thing. I don't know, we'll talk about it one day whenever I do decide to finish Final Fantasy VIII. And that's all I've been playing, but I did make some gaming purchases this week. I am waiting right at this, it should be here any moment, my Armored Core 6. Oh baby, Fires of Rubicon or whatever, oh baby. That game's been on my hit list ever since it dropped. I was like, that looks so fucking good. Just waiting for a price drop. I got it for $40 on Amazon, PS5 version. That was the lowest priced I've seen it for. I was waiting for it to hit 40 or under, and finally did, and Homie at work is playing it. He's telling me about it, how awesome it is. I'm like, oh, I know, I want to play it so bad, and I'm itching for a hardcore game that I can really dive into right now, so that's going to hopefully scratch that itch, and maybe we'll be talking about that next week when I get into it. I hope I can get into it tonight. If it shows up today, that would be awesome. And excuse me, I made 2 more purchases, a little odd, but Xbox had a big sale going on, and I don't buy any Xbox games because whenever I buy Xbox games, I tell my friend to buy it. We share a library, then he gets it too. This time, I took the initiative. I bought these games, kind of knowing or expecting, the homie Kyle's probably not going to play these, and they're only a couple bucks anyway. But I had to pick. It was like 4 a.m. purchases. You know what I'm saying? I'm about to go to bed and I'm making some bad financial decisions. So I purchased Jade Empire, Xbox 360 game from BioWare, the creators of Mass Effect. This was before Mass Effect, I think in between KOTOR as well, and a forgotten gem on the Xbox library. I've always wanted it, and to get it for $2.50, I was like, yes, please, sign me up. So I downloaded that. Don't know when I'll play it, but maybe I'll play it before I get into Mass Effect 3, but I've always wanted to play Jade Empire, so awesome, now I finally own it. And I got a copy, not a physical copy, but I downloaded Blue Dragon. It was Xbox 360 RPG, and it's got the art style of like Dragon Ball Z and stuff. I remember reading about this game in GamePro back in the day, and I wanted it, but it was just, it's one of those games that it's like, all right, I'm not going to buy it full price. I just don't buy games full price. It's not something I do. Why pay full price when I can buy them for half off? But it was one that I just never ended up picking up. And I remember seeing it recently in like a video or something where it's become a very expensive video game to own a physical copy of at least. So I was like, well, if I ever want to play it, I'm probably going to have to buy it digitally, and I think it was $5, maybe $2.50 as well, but very affordable to download it, and I was like, yeah, I'll take a chance. I love Dragon Ball Z. The art style looks dope, and it looks like I've heard great things about it. I've never gotten to it, so now I own it, so that's really awesome. And yeah, that's all the games that I bought. I did almost buy a Switch too. That would have been probably a bad financial decision. Would have been $800 later. That's how much a Switch 2 bundle with the Mario Kart bundle costs here in Canada. And, what's really holding me back is, like, even though I'd be getting the bundle, but the fact that they're charging $110 Canadian for Mario Kart World, which will come out to about $135 Canadian for one video game, is insane to me. Games have officially doubled in price since I kind of got out on the market on my own, started buying my own games. And yeah, gaming has gotten insanely expensive. I talked to the homie Kyle about the Switch too, and he's like, this is fucking insane, man. The games are so overpriced. The system is overpriced, and I don't really know if it's really, from what I'm hearing, it doesn't sound like it's really earned a lot of people's high praises just yet. They're like, yeah, it's got 4K, but it still has these drawbacks and so on and so forth. The reviews are still very, very early. Like, at best, I heard reviews so far from Kind of Funny. They were, kind of like, it's good, solid, having a good time. There's just not a lot here. It's a pretty weak launch from the look of it. There's no Donkey Kong yet. They're holding off on Donkey Kong, waiting for a bit. And man, just new systems are so incredibly expensive. I remember I dropped around $1,100 or $1,200 when I got the PS5 with a new controller, a video game or two, the warranty. I got suckered into the warranty, and yeah, so that cost a lot. And I just don't know. It's the ecosystem of Nintendo that scares me away. It's so incredibly expensive, and for a guy like me, a cheap asshole, I really don't like spending that much money on. Most Nintendo games, to me, just aren't hardcore enough. They're not meaty enough to earn that price point. A game that earns that price point to me is a game like Baldur's Gate, Elden Ring, games that I could come back to and put hundreds and hundreds and hundreds of hours into different runs and so on and so forth. And yeah, you could definitely do that with Mario Kart, but my Mario Kart 8, I put in like 25, 30 hours on it. Like, I didn't put in all that much. And like, I enjoy Mario Kart, but I don't play it online really, and I don't really have anyone to play it with. You know, my wife doesn't really like it all that much because I always beat her, and you know, it's like, yeah, I've been playing Mario Kart since I was fucking 7 years old. So yeah, I'm decent at it now, but it's just a very expensive ecosystem in terms of the games. Like, the controllers are fucking insanely expensive as well. The console, it's just, I think they went a little too far on the pricing with the Switch 2, but they got the Nintendo fans by the balls, and they know it, and that's why they're charging $110 for Mario Kart, and they're charging $800 for the Switch, because they can, and they're going to buy it. People are going to buy it. Yum, 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 yum. I almost bought one, too. So, anyway, I'm trying to hold off from buying one, but we'll see how much longer I can hold off for, and that's enough. Let us talk about video game showcases, Xbox, PlayStation, and the Summer Games Fest. Oh, goodness, that music. That is from Monster Train 2. Soundtrack absolutely slaps. I'll just review that game really quick right now. 9 out of 10. That is one of the best deck-building roguelikes on the market right now. It's on Game Pass. Go check it out. It's on freaking real. You will lose a lot of your life to it. All right, let's talk about these game showcases. Let's start off with my favorite. Let's start off with the PlayStation, I guess. But let's do the PlayStation State of Play. So I got a handful of games here we'll discuss. The ones that stood out to me. I'm not going to talk about every single game because that's way too many games, but yeah, let me know which ones stood out to you the most, which ones you're the most excited for, which ones you think are gonna suck, if you think any games are gonna suck. That's the thing about trailers, though. Like, trailers make everything look really good, you know? I've been bamboozled by more trailers than I'd like to admit, especially movie trailers. Oh my god. I actually thought Norbit was gonna be a good movie. Oh, it's one of the worst movies ever. Oh yeah. PlayStation State of Play. Let's start with Neo 3. All right, so I've never played Neo before. I don't think Neo 3 will be the one that gets me into the series. I don't know when I'm ever going to get to the series, if I ever do. Again, it's another one of those very difficult Souls-like, kick your ass, get good son type of games. And I don't know, I've heard good and bad things about Neo. Like, it looks awesome, like a beautiful looking video game. It looks like it's a hell of a good time. Looks like the combat's really wild. The character designs are wild. I like the theming of it, obviously, like Japan and all that shit looks awesome. But I've never played one. They just seem hard, and they seem like they try to make it difficult for the wrong reasons. Like, we're just trying to make you angry. Again, I have never played it, so I don't really know. I'm just going off of what I have heard of Neo. It's all I know is that they're very, very difficult video games, but you're talking to a guy that took down Melania on his first try. You know, I've beaten Elden Ring, but I can't beat Shadow of the Erd Tree. I've beaten Sekiro. I may have done it in ways that aren't the most respected, but I did beat that game, and I refused to fight the Demon of Hatred. I let him kill himself, and that's how that went down. But anyway, I am a decent at video games, but at this point still, I don't think Neo really tickles my pickle. But let me know, is Neo worth it? Is it harder than, you know, the Dark Souls games? Is it? That's all I really need to know. Is it harder than those? Or actually, is it harder than Sekiro? Because Sekiro is like kind of my limit. That one really pushed me to like my limits, and I don't know if I want to play anything much harder than that. That really started to push my buttons on, like, all right, you're going too far with it. You know, 47 phase fights and like, nah, man, 8,000 mile long health bars. I'm good sometimes, but Neo 3, it looks really cool, and I'm happy that the series continue to go on, and it's always good to have different Souls games out there, and like, the ones like Lies of P, oh baby, like, people are figuring out the formula for themselves as well, and we're getting great Souls-like games right now, so hopefully Neo 3 hits that as well. Let's talk another game that I've never played before, for our series I've never played before, and that's Lumini, whatever the hell, but Lumines is back. Luminous, Arise. There you go. So it's kind of they're going to do a Tetris Effect thing with this, and that scares me, because that means the game's probably going to cost $55, and it won't be worth that price tag in my opinion, but I am rather interested in this one. This looks I would love for this to come out on Switch or something. I hope it does. I don't know if it will because it's a PlayStation thing, but this would be a great handheld type of game. Looks like it's a puzzle game. I don't know what the puzzle is. There's like numbers, and I've never played it, so I don't understand what the gameplay is, but I really liked Tetris Effect. I did not like the price point of that game. I paid fucking $50 for it, and I was like, when I finished it, I was like, that was like a $15 experience at best 20. Like, yeah, it's very pretty, but it's fucking Tetris, man. Like, it's still Tetris. There's nothing really revolutionized about it other than it looks really nice, and it's really awesome when you're high to play it. So we're probably going to get that out of Luminous Arise. I know Greg Miller is all about these games, but it looks cool. I am interested in this one, and hopefully if the price range is good, I'll check it out one day. And now we got a game that everyone thought was gone, and now it's back, and it's Pragmata. I don't know. See this. I don't keep up with the new games like I do. I listen to gaming news shows and stuff, but I don't get like hyped and stuff. I have heard them talking about this. I have heard about the video that this company released, Capcom, I guess, and they just had a note that said, because they didn't have the game for so long, but here it is, out of nowhere. They've shown it off like 5 years later after announcement, and it looks fucking wild. It looks awesome. Some new IP. You're like an astronaut or some shit. You're some dude with a big fucking suit on him, and I don't know. So there's that. But then you also got this like AI android little girl with you, and she's like on your back and doing these moves and shit. Combat looks interesting. It looks beautiful. It looks like a very beautiful looking game. Art styles kind of reminds me of Overwatch. Kind of cartoony and colorful and bright, but it looks really cool. I hope it hits. I hope that gameplay is as fun as it looks. And we'll just have to wait and see. But cool to see a game that we thought was gone or whatever. It's here. So Pragmata is back, and it's looking really fucking good. So that's good. And speaking of looking really good, let's talk about Romeo is a Dead Man. You're a dead man, Romeo. That's a Suda51, and those are the guys behind No More Heroes. Love No More Heroes 2. That's one of my favorite Wii games of all time. It's a small list, but it's on there. And I've not played No More Heroes 3. I haven't played any of the other Suda51 games aside from No More Heroes 1 and 2. Those are my only, but I love the style of these games. They're so over the top, quirky, weird. Like, if you think Kojima is weird, try a Suda51 game and you'll be like, "Damn, dude, this is insane." Now, I don't think No More Heroes is necessarily the craziest, but this game here looks beautiful. Love the art style. Super stylish. All that noise. But it looks really, of course, it looks super stylish, and it looks like No More Heroes. The gameplay, like you kind of got a sword and you're beating up on some peoples, but it looks absolutely insane. So I got my eyes on that one for sure. I don't know if it's going to be like a bang or anything. Suda51 games tend to be like hit or miss. Like, it's rather you really, really enjoyed it and you're like, oh, that was a strong 7.5, maybe an 8, or you don't get it and, you know, there's some mechanics that aren't great and it's maybe a 6 out of 10. I could see it being around there, but it could be a hit. Could be a No More Heroes 2 style hit. I hope it is, but it looks awesome. All right, speaking of awesome, we got a remake. It's finally coming. It's Final Fantasy Tactics. Oh, buddy. I grew up on this game. I might still have my copy on the shelf, or I can't see it from here. It's too dark down here. But I grew up on this game, and I really, really would like to finally beat this game. And I still remember the level that I'm stuck on. It's a stupid level when all the mages show up on the little square boxes. I could never get past that one as a child. I came back to it as a teenager. I still couldn't beat it. So maybe this time, at the age of 32... probably be 33 by the time I get this game, maybe 34. Maybe by then I'll be intelligent enough to finally beat it and understand it and get through it. But this is really cool. I love when remakes do this and they have the original game in there as well, along with the revamped. I love when they do that. Like, why wouldn't you really show me how much you've done to make this game different? And if you really want to tickle my pickle with that kind of shit, do what Halo did, where you can just press the button and I can go back and forth from old style to new style. Like, that is just so beautiful. Beautiful work right there. But this game still looks beautiful. I imagine that's why they're like, yo, let's throw in the original. It still looks great. And now they're going to fluff it up with some new stuff. I hope that it's not a full price video game. I will not be shocked if it is, because it is coming with, the original plus the remake, so I wouldn't be shocked if it's full price. But yo, Nintendo, can you throw a homie a bone over here and hit me with a $49.99? Come on! You gave me Metroid for $49.99. You can give me some other shit too, Alright, but I'm very excited for Final Fantasy Tactics. Maybe we could have used a sequel by now. Like, how has there not been I think there is one on like the DS or something. But regardless, let's get a new Final Fantasy Tactics, brand new. Maybe like what do you call it? Fire Emblem style, that shit. I don't know. That could be really fun. I think that maybe that happens if this game, the remake, is a success, sells well, reviews well. Maybe we will finally get a new one. That would be great. And speaking of great, there was quite a lot of horror stuff shown off throughout these showcases, but let's talk about Silent Hill F. So there was, now this announcement, not Silent Hill F, but there was a Silent Hill, the first game remake just got announced like the other day, so that is also awesome. I've not played a Silent Hill game yet, and this makes me very, very excited. So now if they're doing the remake of 1, oh baby, so I bought the Silent Hill trilogy, so I have 2, or no, not the trilogy, I have 2 and 3, I think, on PS3. Got that collection, and now they have Silent Hill 2 remake. I want to play that so bad, but now they got the number 1 coming out, kind of have to play that one first now, right? So I don't know what's going to happen with that, but I'm dying to get into Silent Hill. I cannot wait. I literally will have to wait, I think, a little bit longer, but I think I'll play the originals. I'll try Silent Hill 2 OG, and then I'll try Silent Hill 3. Then maybe by the time I get through those, Silent Hill 1 will be out, and I can get into Silent Hill 1 and 2 remake and really see what's going on with these games. And because I've heard great things about Silent Hill 2 remake, so I'm very excited about this one. And then now we got this Silent Hill F. So what's this one about? This one is at a different setting, different area, I guess. So we're in Japan on this one, which, boom, my ears are perked up. You got my attention. And there's like color. There's color in this one. Like Silent Hill, what's the first color you think of? Like gray, dark gray, gunmetal gray. And this one, at first colors you see is like deep, dark reds. You're like, ooh. So you got some color up in this freaking Silent Hill. It looks gorgeous, and it's probably going to scare the ever-living bejesus out of me because it's a horror game, and I've not played the Silent Hill game, so I'm not used to their style of horror like I am with Resident Evil and Dead Space. I'd feel a lot more confident going into a Dead Space or a Resident Evil game, and so I'm terrified, but hey, Silent Hill is back, baby. Silent Hill is back in a big way, and I imagine there's a lot of Silent Hill fans out there that are very, very excited to finally get their hands on these new Silent Hill games. But the one I'm very excited to get my hands on at some point is the 007 video game, First Light. This is made by iOS. They are behind the Hitman games, and Hitman is an excellent franchise. I actually almost bought the Hitman trilogy the other day. All 3 games, plus all the extra bonus shit for like $30 or $40. Great deal. I see that deal all the time, so it's not like I didn't want to play it like right away. I have Armored Core coming, so I'm hoping to get into that. But if I didn't have Armored Core coming, probably would have pulled the trigger on that Hitman and getting into some Hitman. Because my problem with Hitman is I don't remember which ones I played. I don't know. I think I played Hitman 1. I don't know if I played Hitman 2 or 3. I don't think so. I'm a little bit confused with the Hitman games and how they've come out. I don't know which one's which anymore. I loved Absolution. I know people don't love it. That was my first one that I legit played. I played Blood Money once. I rented it from Blockbuster back in the day. Didn't know what I was doing with it. I was way too young to understand it. And but Absolution hits so hard for me. I fucking adore that game. Love it. So I want to get into Hitman, but here we go. This is their next series, and it makes so much sense, right? 007. What are they going to do with it? Well, this one, from what the trailers are looking like, it looks like it's going to be a little bit more cinematic than a typical Hitman game, which fine with me. I mean, there's tons of amazing cinematic moments that they could produce with 007. I mean, geez, how many movies could they watch for inspiration? Like come on, when you have the cradle in GoldenEye fall down on Sean Bean, that's got to be one of the most overkill kills of all time, and especially in Sean Bean's career, where he's made a career of being killed in movies. That's what he does. All right, but it does look like it's going to be more cinematic. You're going to have probably more cutscenes, more story building, and from what I heard, this is kind of like an origin story for 007, which cool. I can't say I'm I've watched some Bond movies. I have not in any way, shape, or fashion watched them all. I don't really have... See, my problem is I got in on the wrong floor. I started watching Bond movies at the bad Pierce Brosnan ones. Not GoldenEye, but the ones after that one, which weren't that good. And by then, I was just like, oh, these are boring movies. I don't like these. So I didn't watch Casino Royale. I didn't watch... there's too many of them. I don't know. I seen one in theater. It was pretty dope. I was like, oh, fuck yeah. And that's really all there is. I haven't seen a Bond movie in like 15 years, man. But GoldenEye is dope. Love that movie. That was a great movie. I got so drunk. I played the stupidest drinking game I have ever played in my life watching GoldenEye. Every time they say the word you gotta take a shot. I was blackout in like fucking 8 minutes. Like, what was I thinking? Okay. But the game looks sweet, and it's in good hands. I imagine that the stealth gameplay is going to be top-notch. It's going to be great. It's just, what else are they going to add? How far away are they going to stray away from the Hitman formula? How different is it going to feel from Hitman? That's where my questions lie. I'm expecting this to be a great game, and I really hope that this will go into a big franchise. It looks like that's what they want it to do. I'm expecting it to do so. 007, huge name, huge IP, and let's make Bond great again. There's been a lot of... Bond is a hit and miss thing, right? There's some all-time games, GoldenEye. I think is it Nightfire or Night Under? I think it's Nightfire on PS2. I played the fucking shit out of that game back in the day. Played with the multiplayer bots so much. Love that game. But, yeah, I hope Bond, this is like the starting of a big new Bond series, and yeah, it's going to be awesome. I think this one's for sure going to be a hit, and those are the games that I wanted to talk about for the PlayStation State of Play. Let me know which ones I missed, which I know there's probably something I missed. It doesn't matter. I can only talk about so many freaking video games. So those are the ones of the PlayStation that were tickling my pickle, at least. So now, where do we want to go? Do we want to go SGF? Let's go to the Xbox showcase and see what the hell is going on over there. And let's start with this handheld that they're doing. So the ROG, the ROG Ally X34117 Super Duper Mix 3D Turbo is coming out, apparently. That's cool. I mean, I thought it was canceled. I thought, I heard 2 weeks ago or something that this thing wasn't happening, and then, boom, here we are. It's happening, and all right. I don't have any real interest in it. Yeah, sure, I'd love to have one, but it's a little bit too expensive, and if I were to look at I'm probably looking at a Steam Deck over this. Now, from what I've heard on this Xbox ROG Ally is you got to be careful with it. It is not a pure Xbox handheld. That's not what it is. It's using the Xbox operating system on Windows. So I don't know. I'm not the tech king here, so bear with me. But apparently it should be pretty easy to mod. They didn't say that, but it sounds like it should be pretty easy to mod, you know what I'm saying? How they do that with the Steam Deck, it seems like you should be able to do that no problem as well with this thing. It weighs quite a lot for comparisons to I think it's going to be the heaviest one on the market. It's like I think it's got a pound on the Switch 2 or something like that. It's heavy. It's pretty heavy for a handheld, so I would keep my eyes out on that one before you buy it. Make sure, take a minute to listen to the reviews and hear what the comfort level is, because if you game a long time on your handhelds, this might not be the one for you, because it is heavy. And yeah, I've had those problems with my Switch 1, where I felt like, damn, this thing is hard on the wrists at times when you're playing it for over 45 minutes. I'm like, oof, I'm getting a little bit uncomfortable here. So That's me and my weak wrists, but I will admit I haven't had that problem lately with my Switch 2, so maybe I've gotten some wrist strength from holding onto that Switch 2 for so long. I don't know, but there is that, so I heard it is pretty weighty. And the thing that I heard that is the most concerning is that it does not, in fact, play all Xbox games. So you're only going to be able to play the ones that they say you can play. So if you're planning on playing, all your full Xbox library, whenever, whatever, however, all that stuff, apparently that's not the case, amigo. So you better watch yourself, do your research on these things, and make sure you're picking the right one for you, whichever one suits what your needs are, whatever you need it to be. These things, I don't think there was a price point announced. I believe it has like a terabyte of memory on it, which is good, not great, which is horrifying because a terabyte, 3 years ago was insane, and now it's like, yeah, it's okay. We could use like 2 more terabyte. Now we're talking, but 1 terabyte, it's got power to it. I don't think it's. I don't remember what the power was on it, but it's powerful. Like it's gonna run. I think they said Cyberpunk on like medium settings, regular settings, which is like for a handheld, that's pretty fucking amazing where we are right now with these handhelds. I would love to get my hands on one. I'm just not there yet with getting one of these things. Maybe I'll wait until like what do you call it? What are those things called? Not 4K screens. The OLED screen. That's the word I'm looking for. Maybe I'll wait until that becomes a little more affordable, and wait for maybe the newest Steam Deck to come out, a little more power, a little bit more of this, a little more of that. I don't know. I don't really need it, you know what I'm saying? I'm very happy, but now it's a decision of like, because they have so many of these, like, do I go with a Switch 2? Do I go with this ROG Ally X? Do I go with a Steam Deck? Like, what's the best one to go for? Now, obviously, maybe you might be able to get some of those Nintendo things to work on your other systems, but I would imagine that's not going to be a thing, and you still will only be able to play those only on Nintendo things, only on Nintendo. So I'm just nervous, man. Like I said, I'm scared of that price point. I know that they're going to be like, oh, for every Zelda game, every Mario game, $110 plus, and all that great stuff. So you got to be careful. Nintendo is the greediest company out there right now, especially in gaming. They don't fuck around, man. It's really rough. But this ROG Ally thing, they're doing the thing. They're doing the thing. It's a hot market right now to get into. We'll see if it works for Xbox. I mean, having Game Pass on the go. Now, that's what I'm curious about. Will you give me every Game Pass game? Is that available to play? Because if that's the case, I'm good to go, because I only use Game Pass. Like, that's my Xbox library. It's just the Game Pass games and whatever my homie Kyle decides to buy. But if it's like, oh, I can't play my Blue Dragon that I just purchased, I can't play my Jade Empire on it that I just purchased, that would suck. That would kind of defeat the purpose of me wanting to have one. So like I said, I don't know which games are and are not playable, but I've heard not every game is playable. So do your research on this thing, and we'll learn more as the days go by, I guess. But it doesn't sound like something I'm interested in. I'll just say that. Don't think I'm interested in it. So let me know. Are you interested in this new ROG Ally? I've heard great things about the ROG Ally, like the thing itself. I don't know about this Xbox thing, but we'll see. Price points and all that is going to play a big factor. Let's talk about some games Final Fantasy 16 and 7 Remake are finally coming to Xbox. That's a big win. I mean, what took so fucking long? I can't believe they haven't gotten the Final Fantasy 7 yet. That's wild. So hopefully that, reinvigorates Final Fantasy 7 and Final Fantasy 16 again, because they're both phenomenal games. I have not played Rebirth yet, but I played Final Fantasy 16. Arguably my favorite Final Fantasy. It's right up there, top 3 for sure. It is amazing. I love the mature setting to it. So Xbox fans that haven't played it, you should be very excited for Final Fantasy 16 and 7 Remake. They're phenomenal Final Fantasies. So yeah, that's big wins. Big wins for sure. You got announcements for High on Life 2. I did not play High on Life. It's on my list. I want to play it. The homie Kyle told me about it. He was like, oh, it's funny as shit. It's a really good game. And then my other friend Danielle, she's like, oh, she's sending me videos from this fucking game all the time. I'm like, this game looks fucking insane. Like, there's a penis. Fuck, it's over the top. I'm like, okay, I got to get to it at some point. I will. And cool to see that it's got another game coming. It seemed pretty quirky and funny. I know there was some controversy behind the creator, the guy behind fucking Rick and Morty. I don't know about it. I didn't watch Rick and Morty. I just skipped it. I just wasn't really interested in it. I watched a few episodes. I was like, okay, I see where we're going here. I don't think I'm here for it. So I got off that train. Anyway, High on Life 2 is coming. Probably some hype around that. You got Grounded 2. All right. This is exciting a little bit for me because I did play Grounded and it needed some work. There's a lot of potential there. I love the fact that like you're shrunken down little kids in the backyard, straight up out of Honey, I Shrunk the Kids. You're in the backyard. You got the giant bugs all over the place, and it's a survival. What do you call it? Survival world building thing where you're like, collecting. I gotta go cut fucking leaves and all that. I had some fun with the homies with it for a little bit. Then it got really, really tedious and boring, and they went a little heavy on the world building, and I wanted to play like the story mode. And there was a story mode to it. We didn't get too deep into it. Didn't get that deep into the game. It just didn't run very well, didn't look the best, didn't play the best. So I'm hoping a sequel will fix all of that. Make it cleaner, make it funner, make it run better, and all that shit. Grounded 2 could be good. Could be really, really good. I was a little let down by Grounded 1, though. But it's on my radar. I'll definitely keep an eye on it, see if it's the hotness. And then we get a really interesting announcement with Super Meat Boy in 3D. Why can't we have Super Meat Boy 2? But fuck it, let's do the same. I guess it's the first game, but now you're doing it in first person, 3D or some shit. Interesting. I didn't see a lot of the gameplay, but I guess it kind of looks like it reminds me of Mirror's Edge a little bit because it's in first person platforming, so that's kind of the first thing I go to. It's not like I'm not going to be like buying this day one or anything. If it's really good, the critics love it, fans love it, I'd give it a shot because I freaking love Super Meat Boy. Absolutely adore Super Meat Boy. And interesting that little game is still going. They're still releasing stuff around that first game that released. I was living back at home when I was playing that game, man. It was so long ago. That game is still going. It's still so freaking good. One of the tightest platformers I've ever played outside of a Mario game. And you got The Outer Worlds 2. That's I love The Outer Worlds. That was a phenomenal game. Just a great Fallout kind of teaser game. It was Fallout in space. I liked it better than Starfield. I would take over Outer Worlds over Starfield any day. Much preferred this one, so I'm very excited. And it's right around the corner, too, is it not? Coming out October 29th. Okay, not right around the corner, but it's coming, and it looks great, and I imagine it's going to be great. Just, I hope it's a big step up from the first game. Like, the first game was, it was a great game. I'd give it, I'm pretty sure I'd hit it with like an 8 out of 10 from what I remember. But, I don't know, like the world could use a little more filling and stuff like that, a little more variety in those side missions, but I imagine this is going to be an awesome game. Ninja Gaiden 4, I don't think I've ever played a Ninja Gaiden game. I own a few of them, but I've never played them. Again, too scared because they're hard, but I imagine I'd actually really like them if I actually gave it a shot. They showed off Gears of War Reloaded, which is like, all right, cool, you're going to... Hopefully this is the one that's going to also release on like PlayStation and everything. Oh, it is. Yes, PS5. Okay, that's sick. So Gears is coming to PS5. That's awesome. Hopefully that'll get a resurgence for the Gears of War games. They got the Gears of War, what's that called? Emergence Day, I think, the prequel game. I am so hyped for that. My wife and I are going to play the shit out of that when that comes. And we'll probably play this Gears of War Reloaded because we love playing Gears together. And yeah, dude, I will play through Gears 1 for the 4th or 5th time. I don't care. The first game is so freaking good. But why not do Gears 2 Reloaded? Like, you could have just re-released Gears Ultimate and then gave us Gears 2 Reloaded or something. Because Gears 2... Come on, that game needs a remake, man. That is a damn fine game right there as well. So I'm pretty excited for Gears of War Reloaded, and for people that have never experienced them, Sony fans, to finally get their hands on it. I'm pretty excited for them to see how they react to that. There's a lot of, seasonal stuff I don't care about. Chronos New Dawn sounds interesting. It's a horror game from Bloober Team. It features some creature fusion mechanics, so that there is that. Don't know much about it. They have a new game in the Plague Tale series. It's called Resonance. I have not played those games. I've heard they're really cool. I have not gotten around to them yet. Super Meat Boy 3D, we talked about that one. There's a lot of games. Like, I could just name these games. I don't know much about them. You got The Blood of Dawnwalker. Apparently, it's an RPG with dual day-night gameplay developed by Rebel Wolves. Okay, you got Beasts of Reincarnation, Aphelion. There Are No Ghosts at the Grange. It's a musical horror game with a talking cat, Mr. Bones the Bastard. It's coming out on Game Pass in 2006. That sounds pretty fucking dope. Mudang Two Hearts, set in Korea during reunification. Stealth shooter, launches in 26. Cool. Invincible Versus is a 3-on-3 tag fighter based on the TV show Invisible, which is, like, I love the show Invisible. I'm not interested in fighting games, so I'll be skipping that one. They're doing a Persona 4 revival, which is great. It's coming out on Game Pass day 1, which is, oh dear, I'm going to try to avoid that one. I played Persona 4 last year, so I don't really need to play this one, but I might, because I love me some Persona. And now there was a few games that they did not show off that are coming out in 2006, but they didn't show off the new Fable game, they didn't show off the next Forza, and they did not show off Gears of War E-Day. So, I mean, they're already known, I think. We've seen stuff from these games, but it would have been nice to see a full trailer, some gameplay, something like that, especially out of Fable, man. Out of those 3 games, I'm probably personally most hyped for Fable. It's being made by the Forza Horizon team, so they're an amazing team right there. I hope they can nail this one. I mean, I'm hyped for all 3 of those games. Not if it's Forza Horizon, that's a different story. But I think it's just a regular Forza game. I'm not in love with those games, but they're good. They're really, really good. So yeah, man, there's a lot of cool shit coming out of that Xbox conference. 31 reveals, so there was a lot there. But again, not going to go through all of it. So let's get to the final one, SGF. Oh, and I guess I should talk about the Call of Duty. They announced Call of Duty Black Ops 7, which was like kind of a wet fart to end their show with. I know there's a lot of complaints about it being that game. And they teased, like, oh, it's some special game that's been with us since the beginning. And a lot of people were like, what, Fable? Halo? A lot of people were clamoring for Halo. We didn't get no Halo. So there you go. You get Black Ops 7. Cool. I liked Black Ops 6. I thought it was one of the better campaigns they've had in a while. Online was the online. It's still broken and toxic, but that is what it is. So that's cool. So yeah, they showed that off. All right, let's go to SGF now and let's talk about some of those games. So they started off with Mortal Shell 2 coming out in 2026. I believe this is another Souls-like game. I have not played it. I heard mixed things about the first game. And again, I get excited for sequels for games that are like, oh, it had some good things, had some things that need to work on. Usually sequels can get it right. So I'm hoping that Mortal Shell 2 hits and becomes, a really good, solid, real Souls-like on the market, aside from, the Dark Souls games and shit like that. They showed off some stuff for Death Stranding 2. I'm excited for Death Stranding 2. I just finished Death Stranding 1 for the first time. You can go back to last week's episode and listen to my review and experiences with that game. Game called Chronicles Medieval, coming out in 2026. Medieval from Raw Power Games, which is seemingly all about old school knights and their horsies warfare. There's only a tiny snippet of gameplay at the very end. The rest is shiny CG, so not a lot shown off with that game. Sonic Crossworlds Racing. They're adding a Minecraft collab. This game actually looks sick. I played Sonic Team Racing on like 360 or whatever. That game was awesome. That's an underratedly very good kart racing game, and my wife and I really enjoyed playing that one together. So yeah, I actually have a little bit of hype for this Sonic Crossworlds Racing. It looks beautiful, and yeah, it may not be as good as Mario Kart, but it might be the next best one. We'll see. It's looking really good. They announced Code Vein 2. This is an anime Souls-like combat game, and yeah, so kind of my similar feelings for Mortal Shell 1 and 2, same thing. Hopefully Code Vein 2 wrinkles out any of those not great things that were going on in Code Vein 1. I don't know, because I never played it. Now this one's interesting. End of Abyss. This is from the former Little Nightmares developers. It looks like a scary-ass game, similar in the style of Little Nightmares, but yeah, it looks creepy. It looks quite pretty, and yeah, I'm all about that one. I loved Little Nightmares 1 and 2, can't wait for 3, and now I got End of Abyss. That looks really cool as well. There's some weird fucking strategy game on Game of Thrones. Okay, we'll see how that goes. Atomic Heart 2 is in development. I have not played Atomic Heart, so I don't really know anything about that. I did look at this Amanuensia Way of the Sword game. Damn, that game looks really, really good. It could be one of those games that looks better than it plays. We'll see. There's been a lot of these kind of, the Black Myth Wukongs and the Wolong Fallen Dynasties. This kind of looks like that. I played an Amanuensia. I think I played Amanuensia 3. I rented it once from Blockbuster. It was really, really good. A little hard for a young man that I was at that time, but this one looks really good. I hope it's a banger. I think they re-released the first or second game or something. It was like good, but not amazing or anything. So I'm pretty interested in that one. We got not interested in that. Arc Raider coming out in October. Don't really care about that. This Metroidvania Mio, Memories in Orbit. That game looks pretty, man. That is a pretty looking game. I'm just kind of looking at some, screenshots. It looks gorgeous for the Metroidvania, and they got great level design. Could be a sneaky banger right there. Watch out for that one. They showed off some Lego game, but a co-op Lego game. So that might be interesting. My wife and I might have some interest in that one. I like that they're trying to do some more co-op style games lately, so that's good to see. They shadow dropped a Liza P DLC. I'm fairly interested in it just because I loved Liza P. It was a great game. I have an episode on it on this channel somewhere. Don't know what episode it was, but it's back there somewhere. So there is that. So I'd like a good shadow drop. Was it free DLC by chance? I doubt it. There's no such thing as free DLC. I doubt it. It doesn't say free, so I wouldn't expect it to be free. They announced Jurassic World Evolution 3, which is like, I haven't even gotten to Evolution 1 yet. Like, I've had it downloaded on my PlayStation forever. It's one of those palate cleansing games. Like, when I get done with something big, I'm like, all right, here's a game I can just kind of dive into. It's not that serious. It's really addicting and fun, I imagine. It looks fun. Building up your own dino parks. Like, oh man, that sounds awesome. I just have not gotten to it yet. Looks really cool, though. They have the next game from the Shovel Knights developer team. They're getting a demo out for that one. It's called Mina the Hollower. I played Shovel Knight. I didn't love it the way that a lot of people... I didn't grow up on Mega Man or anything like that. I've tried Mega Man prior to Shovel Knight, and I didn't love them. They're a little too hard for me. I'm not good at platforming games, but I do want to try and revisit Shovel Knight at some point whenever I do get through some of the Mega Man games and start to appreciate them a little bit more. So yeah, I have some hype for that one, but probably not as much as other people. You have Dying Light. The Beast is coming out in August. Dying Light is a dope-ass game. I wish I played more of it. I started the original game, played like 4 or 5 hours, and I was like, yo, it's got co-op. I was like, yo, homie Billy, let's play this. And then we just never linked up on it, and I never went back to Dying Light. I was like, I don't want to get too far in case we start playing it, and I just never touched it again. I really liked it, though. Like, first-person parkour zombie game, like, yeah, it was way better than Dead Island. I played a bit of Dead Island. It was a little clunky. This one Dying Light just feels a lot better, and it's actually pretty fucking scary, sort of. A little bit fucking scary, so I'm pretty excited for that one, but I gotta play Dying Light 2 still. That's on the list as well. How many more games do we have here? Tawa and the Guardians of the Sacred Tree is a roguelike from the developers behind the Mana games. So that's pretty cool. That looks really nice. Arcs of Blood, holy crap. A new Scott Pilgrim game, beat-em-up game. I know people are really high on the original beat-em-up game. I'm not a big beat-em-up guy. Again, not really a style of game that I played a whole lot of, and I need to go back and play the best ones, like Streets of Rage 2, Streets of Rage 4, Streets of Rage, and all the raging on the streets. So, yeah, maybe when I play those. But, beat-em-ups aren't really my thing. Ooh, and then you get the new game from the Guacamelee developers called Blighted. I don't know anything about it other than it looks like it's going to be an action roguelike game, maybe kind of like Hades, which... oh, baby. Oh, fuck yeah. That sounds amazing. So I'm all in on that. There's this game called Ill that's been making people feel a little bit ill. Let's just read this here. You don't need You don't need me to tell you this one's a horror game, on account of the horrifically messed up babies, severed fingers, and naked bodies being blown in half by shotguns. When the guy comes crawling out of the muddy hole, I did not care for it. So it seems like a really gross, fucked up game, and I might be all here for that one. Sounds pretty cool. No release date, but it's nice to see someone following up on RE7's claustrophobic first-person survival horror. All right. First person is definitely, I would say, probably the most effective way to do a horror game, man. Like, there's Resident Evil 7 is one of the scariest games I've ever gotten through. So, my goodness, that's, that looks like it could be scary. There's Honey, I Shrunk the Aliens, which is essentially exactly what it sounds like. You're an alien that gets shrunken down, and it's just like Grounded. You're in a backyard, there's giant bugs, and kind of looks like Grounded mixed with Pikmin, so I love Pikmin, so that's really cool. And finally, hold on, how many more? Oh wait, I wanted to save Resident Evil for last, so we'll talk about that last. You got Street Fighter 6, some fucking shit, some fighters are getting released. Okay, that's cool. There's a Wu-Tang anime game, like the Wu-Tang Clan, the rapping group. Apparently they're making a new game. That's fucking weird. Film noir Yakuza is officially titled Stranger Than Heaven. This was called Project Century last year and was going to be set in the early 20th century, but it is now set in 1943, and yeah, it looks awesome. This is kind of the detective game from the Yakuza people, I think. So it might be one of those kind of games. Looks cool. I have not played those offshoot games from the like the Man Who Erased His Name and whatever the other ones are, Judgment, I think. I have not played those yet, but I am interested in them. There's just too many freaking video games. All right, let's talk about the Resident Evil 9. So that was the big announcement. We get a look at Resident Evil 9, and here's what we know. It's coming out on February 27, 2006 on PC and consoles. It is a new era of survival horror, implies a departure from both Resident Evil 2 style and first-person RE7 and 8 style gameplay. So I think from what we saw from the trailer, we saw first-person, and at the end they showed off third-person. So I think it's going to be a mixture of both. That's what I'm getting. It's still connected to the existing Resident Evil stories, with Raccoon City being seen in the trailer. And yeah, bro, so this is huge. I'm very excited. I'm a huge Resident Evil guy now. I absolutely adore the series more than ever now. I even love the scary ones, Resident Evil 2, and well, that's really the scariest one in my opinion. Resident Evil 1's pretty fucking scary too. So yeah, I'm all here for Resident Evil 9. Cannot fucking wait. It's gonna be awesome. That's gonna be must plays for me. I'm not gonna get it day one or anything, but oh man, I love me some Resident Evil. So yeah, I always have a hankering to play Resident Evil at any point, at any time of day. I'm like, yo, I can just boot up Resident Evil 4 Remake at any day, any time, and just crush that game. So I'm hella excited. We got the Resident Evil 9 announcement. That looks awesome. A little bit I would have been equally as happy with the Resident Evil 5 Remake announcement. That also would have tickled my pickle in a great way. But wait, there's more. There's even more video games that got announced. Let's see if I can... Hold on, here we go. We got Into the Unwell. I think these are a lot of indie games. They got announced during the developer days or something like that. Anyway, you got that one. I won't know much about these ones because these are all kind of indie games, but Snap and Grab. Picture this. It's the 80s, and you're nestled between high fashion glamour and high-ticket crime. You'll be tasked with visiting a variety of rich and lavish settings in which you'll have one question on your mind. What will you be stealing tonight? All right, that sounds pretty cool. You got Big Walk. You got Escape Academy 2. Oh man, was it Escape Academy I tried to play, or was it Prison Architect? Anyway, I don't know. I might be hyped for that one. I'm not sure. You got Dosa Divas from the developers of Thirsty Suitors, and it has mechs. So that's cool. You got more Day of the Devs debuts. You got Possessors, surreal interdimensional demon horror from developer Heart Machine. That's Hyper Light Drifter, and publisher Devolver, in the form of a fast-paced action side-scroller with combat inspired by platform fighters. And it's got a demo out. That sounds pretty good, actually. Moonlighter 2, this one I know. I loved Moonlighter as a great game. Great kind of roguelike dungeon crawler. During the day, you run a shop. You get items, you're selling them in your shop, you're determining what prices they are and running your shop, and then at night you go into the caves and you're fighting shit, trying to find loot that you can sell throughout the shop. During the day, it is an awesome freaking rotation of gameplay. I got very into that one, so I'm excited for Moonlighter 2. You got Please Watch the Artwork, Neverway, another horror RPG and life simulator. That sounds dope. You play the game as Fiona. After quitting your dead-end job, you try to start over on a farm. Oh yeah, a place where you can escape all your problems and finally start fresh. But it gets darker. Fiona will find herself indebted as a mortal herald of a dead god. With her sword, you can fight in fast-paced combat, and you can choose your secondary gear to change how you fight. But remember, you still need to keep your new life on track. Interesting. A lot of games coming out that are doing the farming, but also combat, roguelite at the same time, so that sounds good too. So there's Relooted, there's Ratatan, there's Pocket Boss, Tire Boy, Toem 2. I have not played Toem, but I imagine there's some hype around that. Thick as Thieves. That sounds to be the master heister in Thick as Thieves, Warren Spector's player-powered multiplayer thief successor. Oh, it's multiplayer? I'm out of here. And then you got Unbeatable. And that is finally all the games that they announced throughout all those things. Again, that's not every single game that got announced for all the showcases, but that's a lot of the games that got announced and a lot of the ones that tickled my pickle. And let me know which games tickled your pickle and which ones you're the most hyped for. Which ones do you think went under the radar? I feel like a lot of the Day of the Devs games, the indie games, a lot of those are probably going to be bangers and probably Game of the Year contenders. There's probably a lot of Game of the Year contenders that we mentioned here today for the future. So that's really good. Get hyped for a lot of new games coming out. Not me. I don't care. I'll get them when I get them. I'm not like, oh, I can't wait for this date for this game to come out. I haven't been like that in a long time. But there we go, everybody. That's another episode down. I'm going to die. Okay, I'm good. I'll make it. All right, so thank you, everybody, so much for listening. You're the best. You want to be even more of the best, make sure you're reviewing and sharing the podcast around wherever you're listening to it. Drop a comment on Spotify. You can do that now. You want a question answered live on the pod. Anything about wrestling, video games, or hockey would be preferred. You can also let me know what you're playing, doing, and all that stuff, and I'll shout you out for that as well. And what else we got? I upload all these to the YouTube channel, GamerGX Videos. Go over there, subscribe, please and thank you. You can drop a comment on the videos as well if you want questions answered, all that good stuff. You want to suggest an episode or anything like that, ideas are always welcome. And of course, constructive criticism is always welcome as well. Leave a nice, honest review and yeah, all that great stuff. I upload things. I have a Twitter page. Try to put up some stuff there as best as I can. There you can follow along with that. And in terms of what else we got going on with the podcast this week, well, last week there was a lot of wrestling pay-per-views, PLEs, so there's reviews for that. Last week I did Death Stranding. Right now you're listening to this. Next week, it could be Final Fantasy VIII, or it's going to be the Switch 2 retrospective love episode, just loving the Switch and how awesome it was and all that great. Even though I'm not done with my Switch in any way, shape, or form, I'm still loving that thing to death. Still got tons of games to play on it, but the Switch 2 is here, so might as well talk about how awesome the Switch was and how its life went and all that great stuff. So we'll probably do that. And the hockey cast, where, oh, buddy, what a fucking Stanley Cup final we got going on right now. Game 4 was unbelievable. We're breaking that down along with Game 5 and possibly Game 6 if we get that far. I think we're getting that far. Anyway, so it'll be a hockey cast this week as well. We'll be breaking down the news and what's happening. Maybe break down a team or two. We'll see what happens there. And, yeah, I think that's pretty much everything, everybody. So one more time, thank you so much for listening. You're the best. We'll be back again with more GX Play.